Hi, everyone. My name is Vicente Cruz. I'm the Oakland Greens event and fundraising coordinator, and welcome to our April monthly public meeting for everyone. Let me make sure my audio. Second. Microphone. Oh, there we go. That's better. My microphone. It always puts me really low when I come in. Anyway, we're actually starting today is because we're actually had missed some. If anyone doesn't remember, a few months back, Jesse Jackson and Robert Duval and a few other people have passed away. And first people go, well, what does Jesse Jackson and Robert Duval have anything in common? Well, actually, both of them were very much into social justice movements. Robert Duval is very, very famous for being out of step with actually I am pretty sure I am 90% sure he was actually married to a diaspora woman when it was still illegal in the United States to do so. He got married outside of the country. And of course, Jesse Jackson is super, super famous. I actually met Jesse Jackson twice as I was traveling across the country in airports. And the only disagreement I think we had was again back on like political parties in general and the two-party system and capitalism. That was it. So I don't know if anyone else had any interactions too. Robert Duvall was also a very famous actor, open range, a lot of Westerns, but he was also, of course, he was in The Godfather. Mhm. Played
Yeah,
the lawyer in The
I had
Godfather.
no, sorry to cut you off, but
Now we're
I had
moving
no
on
clue.
into our discussion series. The first one is actually monthly meeting status and a possible time change. Yes, Greg, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to jump in about Jesse Jackson.
Can't hear you,
Yeah, I
even though
went.
you're unmuted, it looks like.
Huh? I don't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Okay.
see your microphone up, but I do not hear you.
Huh. Well, let me unmute.
Yeah,
Unmute.
go in the
Okay. So
audio
now can you hear
settings.
me?
Hello.
Hello? Not hear me?
No.
Yeah, I can hear you,
But
Greg.
Okay.
if you
Okay.
could
Good.
also try coming in and
I
out
can,
again. Um,
Well, Orlando says he can hear me. Can you hear
yeah, I can
me?
hear you. Yeah, I
if
can hear
Okay.
you,
I
Greg.
remember, you can give me a thumbs up. In an email, it was suggested that we go to like quarterly meetings, like every 3 months, instead of monthly. Either way, I will do a report back each month, doing discussion topics of what Oakland Greens have been doing as far as outreach and trying to motivate people, excuse me, uh, on a bunch of different levels. Like one, to just participate in voting. Still less than half of registered voters even bother, even though I understand why. But if we can get that as the first step, and then again, always trying to find people who would run for office, who are people before profit as a label, progressive candidates to try and get them and staff them as what Oakland Greens have been shouting from the hilltops uh, about trying to get people to do that. That the rallies where we have all this influx of tens of thousands of people, those could all be teach-ins, and we could have came out there with slates of candidates to actually do some real policy change. But doesn't seem it all seems to be mix of the ego. But anyway, but back to it. So, what are I was not the new people, but Greg and Orlando thoughts of do we continue monthly meetings first off, or do we go to every 3 months or what have you?
I
I
think we
mean,
should continue monthly meetings.
Why
well, I
can't I
was
hear
thinking.
anyone?
Hello? Can you hear? Huh.
I can't hear anyone.
Did you hear me?
Um,
I could hear Orlando.
I,
Well, let me type in here.
Huh. Very, very strange. Oh, so it's me. Okay. Hold on one second though, because we're gonna need it for the recording. Um, in technology, it was set up on my headphones for some reason. I
Mm.
now I hear everyone. Thank you. Sorry, Greg, you had actually had your hand up first, and then Orlando.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the meetings. Um, I'm just thinking that in view of what's happened the last couple of months, that we might consider having the meetings not quite so frequently, like maybe every other month, or quarterly is, I don't know. I know that like boards of directors meet quarterly and a few other groups meet quarterly. Um, but maybe we, take a step and just try out every other month if people's schedules is, still so busy, that we're gonna miss some meetings. So
Orlando?
I think we should have it monthly for those who are on the county council. It makes the information more transparent and the information can be delivered. So once I'm getting Oakland Greens information, it's more grassroots, it's more in the streets, active somewhere. So I can take that information and bring it to the council. So if we doing the event, if we having the Oakland Greens night, how can the county council put that on our agenda and support it for the Oakland Greens so we can continue to move both movements? But if some of the folks from the county council don't want to show up or busy, I can come in and represent because I sit at city at large on the county council. So I'm the odd person anyway.
Right,
Over.
right. Well, also, know that I'm going to still do a report back the third Sunday anyway, no matter what. And it wasn't schedules, it's just people actually being ill. And it really ties into the same thing that again, fuck, man, been beating this dead Klansman since 2012, right? When the first time we put in the open enrollment to the county, and it kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And we've heard from uh, multiple diaspora people about why we don't still feel welcome in the county, right? And same thing with Oakland Greens. We're all dying out, literally, literally dying. And there has been no effort ever. And which, to my belief, that it's all about egos. Even I had said this privately. Michael fucking Rest with the Ancestors literally said, worried about young people coming in and taking over. And I'm like, yes, we want the next generation to come and take over the mantle of alternative fucking electoral politics. Because the alternative is out and out violence that I don't think we can win. And then it's fucking Handmaid's Tale, literally. Right? We're hearing the fucking drum beats from the administration, praying in the Pentagon, divine fucking intervention for war in Iran. And I just don't understand why it has fucking killed me, why the apathy and lack, the apathy of it all. But we've been saying it over and over and over again, and that's why we lost. There's no one hardly from the diaspora in there, Orlando. That's it, right? And we're all questioning whether we're going to run. So it wasn't a matter of, again, people's schedules. It's just that we're all getting old and there never has been, my part, as much as I went to fucking high school, I could not figure out how to motivate those people because it seems, again, what is the jokes that we try to do to have levity is we're sipping Starbucks through fascism. We're sipping Starbucks through fascism, which goes way into the future of the agenda. Our movie night, V for Vendetta, right? Where it's state-sponsored media. It's literally fucking life imitating art for some fucking weird reason. So it was never that. And either way, I'm going to do it. So it's still, there's like really only three, other new people, and other people have emailed me. But if we go, we can do have the large meetings every 3 months. But Orlando, if you want to show up, I'm going to be talking shit fucking every third Sunday and put it up on the YouTube channel anyway, if we're cool with that. Yeah, all right, I see heads nodding, okay. So then part of that too, oh, there we go. I was like, my screen just went. Is time change. The reason we actually start at 6:30 was because, again, Michael, rest with the ancestors, wanted for dinner purposes. I prefer if we would actually do it at 5 instead on Sunday, third Sunday at 5, change the time to 5. One, you okay with that, Greg? Or what?
I have another meeting on every other Sunday that ends at 5:30. So,
Okay, well,
you know,
since we're only talking about big group meetings every third Sunday, if you show up late, that's fine. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Or every third Sunday, we start at 5:45, we just wait a little while. We can do that too. I am comfortable with that. And I can schedule as such. Okay, cool. Anything else? Okay, so a little bit more light industry and something else for also the two new people that I don't know. Oh, hey, speak of the devil. Hello, Dale. One of the things I said, and now this is all on the recording too, is that getting more engagement so that that's one of the reasons why I'm like, oh, I'll just do a report back, because most of the time it's me, especially in the discussion series, talking and trying to tie it all together into social justice as well. But I really would love other people's engagement, because for whatever reason, right, fucking no one wants to listen to me anyway. And I am also one to admit too, I'm way wiser than I am smart. Most of the stuff I say and know, it's not any of my ideas. It's like from W.B.D. Du Bois or Malcolm X or Rosa Clemente. Like there's people that I consider mentors, and I let them do all the research and work, and then I just take it what is good for me. Almost like the Borg, I guess. I'm a nerd. But anyway, oh yes, go ahead, Orlando, please. Hi, Dale.
Yes, I invited my sister to come on today. So
Hey.
my sister is on right now. She came to
Okay.
join us today. She have a lot of wisdom.
All right, I love it.
Gotta put a doctor by her name.
Yeah. Change your name to Doctor.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. With that, and moving on. So the next one actually is a little bit lighter too. Is everyone knows about the Artemis II mission, right? We're going back to the moon, apparently, or it's fake. It's not going to be believed. That's new. Which, yeah, I working in the entertainment industry is like good luck. But I think that's amazing. Although tying it back to what we talk about, really, so we're going to go build a base on the moon, and we're saying it, and oh, it's Gil Scott Heron, right? I can't pay no doctor bills, but Whitey's on the moon, right? A rat done bit my sister now, but Whitey on the moon. But we're gonna build base where we can't take care of our damn selves here, so we want to go, put fucking colonize. And they've talked about mining it with sort of like AI, no regard for really. You're gonna start taking out big chunks of a rock where everything is kind of tied in together. And this, it may seem really vast, but it's really this thin string that you don't want to fucking snap. But yeah. Anyway, I was happy that they came back safe always, because I also remember, I'm old enough to remember the challenge blowing up live on TV. Right? We all remember. Yeah, I'm not the only one who remembers fucking space shuttle blowing up. But yeah, so we're going to go and land more people on the moon, and they're building a base up there and all that shit.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm I know Congress lobby the NASA mission because China wants to build a base on the lunar surface, and they wanted to get a material called helium-3, and which could power their reactors back on Earth, and which it could run on clean energy for 1,000 years.
That's interesting.
But I also think it's cool for NASA to still do missions, and it's something for us to be finally proud of, you know?
That is also true. All things true that were being said. Absolutely. That's why I said, oh, this is going to be completely different from the first one. Anything else? Moving on back to the opposite. So we're still fucking war in Iran. apparently. That shit hasn't ended. And with no, oh, and on that one too, first thing I want to get out, I don't think prices are ever coming down. Why would the capitalists do that? We're already paying it, right? Why would they reduce prices again? I don't think they're coming down. No rebuttal. Okay, cool. On that too. Nothing
Oh
else?
no, I definitely think no, I definitely agree. Like these politicians, all they do is they feed us lies, and like half of us are sheeple, so we just eat it up, and none of us questions anything.
Absolutely. And it, oh, go ahead, Greg. Yes, please.
Yeah, the thing about um this last year and a half with Trump, um, it's like he spouts off so many things about so many places that you can never tell what he's going to be up to. Like, he was in Venezuela. I mean, first he was talking about the drug boats. They're taking all these drugs from Venezuela in these boats, and of course it was all a lie. He blew up all these boats anyway. And then he goes and kidnaps the president of Venezuela. And the next thing you know, he's in Iran, and then he's talking about going to Greenland or something. I mean, and Cuba now Cuba too also. So it's just insane. But yeah, I think unless unless he kicks a bucket or gets impeached or something, um, probably we're just going to end up with permanent war. We can probably never tell where it's going to be next, and yeah, the prices will probably keep going up. In fact, they're probably not even that. It's not just a matter of whether they come down. Keep up these wars, they're just keep on going. And he wants a Nobel Peace Prize too.
Well, and that ties into, I think, that one, there has been whispers of the 25 because I do think he's crazy. This is also written directly in Project 2025. Throw
Mm.
out so much stuff that you can't keep track of everything. And I also am in the camp of, I think this is all to distract us from the fact that it's already Handmaid's Tale, right? They're all,
Mm.
the whole fucking planet, these capitalists, these fucking corporate men, corporate men, old, wrinkly, probably couldn't even get when they were young. Hebephiles and pedophiles are running everything, have fed us fucking the wealth of nations, all that shit. It's been going on for, and we should know that too, right? Because even back in like the 1100s, all the European kingdoms, yeah, they were all fucking their cousins and marrying girls off at 12 years old or arranging marriage when they were still in utero and shit. Like it's not, and I'm bringing it back to it's our fucking fault. And for the recording too, it's your fucking fault, electorate, people, every fucking 10,000 of you that were out at the fucking No Kings thinking you did something, you didn't do anything. You didn't do a thing. And we have the power, right? When are we going to general strike? When? Obviously, fucking kids isn't enough. I keep wondering, I try to always have, well, if I don't laugh, I do also believe, well, that and other things that I would do, but that I'd be in jail. Like I would probably be one of those people going after capitalists, right? Making a huge statement, fucking something like that. Um, the person who burnt the warehouse of toilet paper, also someone just emptied vats and vats of wine, right? Act of direct actions. And I'm like, now that is something I condone, right? Because everybody was on break, nobody got hurt, burned down the warehouse. All you had to do, pay us. But that motherfucker is going to get more time in prison than anyone who's on that fucking list. Anyone, he's going to get more time. I still thank you for taking it for the team. I fucking, but if I didn't laugh. So there's a Jim Jeffries joke and the punchline of it too, because he talks about Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis and Charlie Chaplin. He goes, "How famous do you have to be to fuck a kid before they forgive it? Like, is it just money? Is it billionaires like Epstein and all his crew, right? Or is it literally just fame, right? I mean, I don't know, but I just still like obviously high prices aren't enough. Fucking kids isn't enough. Nothing seems to be enough to make people, you know what? And we have an opportunity, May Day, right? It's also on a weekend. Man, you cannot conduct. And I have been to Bay resistance rallies, organizing meetings and pod meetings and all these different things too, trying to get them because it feels like I can't verify it. No one has said it to me literally, but it's like, oh, wait, you want me to do something? Oh, no, no. I'm not doing a thing. I want someone else to do it for me. I came to the rally. Isn't that enough? No, no, God damn it. It's not enough, right? If it was enough, it would have happened. And I think, like, probably along conspiracy theories, but it was all a test when they killed John F. Kennedy, when they killed fucking Medgar Evers and Robert Kennedy and fucking Newton and all the Panthers. And we, again, didn't general strike then. We didn't riot. I can't remember another fucking meeting said it too. They pay us just enough not to riot, right? They give us just enough crumbs to not fucking overflow. And I've said this, fucking beat the dead Klansmen fucking forever too. Even if they did it, let's say the fucking wealthy pay their fair share of taxes, not even more, just the same percentage as fucking the working class people. Their lifestyle isn't going to fucking change. And we'd still have enough money to fund all the programs, which goes to the Oakland Greens main fund, that it's about control. It's not about fucking racism, sexism, all that shit. It's about controlling the masses of moral classism. Right. So all that was tied into war in Iran. Is there anything else on that particular one? I knew it was going to be a good one too. Better now. Moving on. Not horrible, but not anything violent too. So Hungary had elections and they overthrew their dictator, the one who was the last 16 years, Trump's best friend, and who endorsed them. But the only thing I want to start out with on that one, and please other people participate, is don't fucking again get on your fucking high horse as some fucking progressive guy. He's part of the same political party as not Ober, I'm fucking thinking Game of Thrones and shit. Fucking, I can't remember the dictator's name, but he's still part of the same party. Hungary still has horrible fucking record on LGBTQ plus rights or rights for diaspora folks living there, for the Romani people and travelers. Don't get me started, right? And everyone is like, and I think, yeah, not feel, I think it's because we're so back to what we were saying before. There's so much shit coming at us that even a little teeny win is like this huge fucking thing where we should be like, no, we still go further, right? We still go further. So yeah, all the news, not even just corporate news, even independent news is praising it like it's some big fucking thing, and it's not. It's not really. It's like having Reagan Republicans now in charge. Great, cutting healthcare and education right off the bat. Women don't get to read. So don't get that twisted. What's the next one? Or if anyone else has something to say on that. Oh, next one is back to sort of the kids. So also other things that, again, cross my news feed. In Rhode Island, the state charges the Catholic diocese 300 counts of child sexual abuse, 30 priests, over 30 plus priests that had been moved around 5 times. Like, so they had gotten caught 5 times, but just kept moving them around. But Rhode Island, the state, had finally taken some action, and it does look like those priests are going to do time. Actually, going to actually go to jail and see how that works out for them. That doesn't usually. Yeah, go ahead, please.
No, I did hear about that, and it's first thing, it's disgusting. But like the thing about, and that, like with churches and with Christian, I'm not saying like all Christian or Catholics are like that, but you know, they forgive anybody, and not to like get religious, but to them it's just another sin that they could just wipe off with forgiveness. But it's not like it's something that can't be undone. And so hopefully those kids can get some closure, and some justice. That's what I think.
Yeah, it would be nice. And it isn't all people of faith at all, but it does in the Roman Catholic, it does seem to be a history within the clergy. And you can take that back to the 1100s. And
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
it seems for you, well, I'm now I've been atheist for a very, very long time, but I was raised Episcopalian. And I think they got it right a long time. Just let them marry, let the priest marry, and then you don't tend to have that problem. It's the whole tight grip, the hypocrisy of religious sexuality and the evilness of it, that causes a lot of that fucking shit too. And also the people who, it's really hard to ever find patient zero, like the first person who started doing it. Because usually by now, if you find someone that is doing those things to young children, it had happened to them, right? Way more often than not, over and over again.
I I know. Sorry to cut you off, but I
No,
know I I'm a big fan of history, and in the ancient world, like in the ancient world, it was completely different to how it is in modern times. Like in a tribe sense, young girls were they had to be pregnant multiple times so they could keep their population tribes up. And it's just now that I see I just see two different worlds, and for them it was just completely normal. But now we look at it like it's wrong, and it is wrong. And now, just because it was normal back then doesn't change the way it is. It's wrong. It was wrong then. It's wrong now.
absolutely. Yeah. Anything else? All right, moving down. So the next one actually is one of our policies um, that has been revamped, um, talking about how to effectively handle houseless and the crisis of addiction. Um, and in our view, it was obviously using public housing. Um, First off, with the formula, was like, I don't give a fuck if my tax dollars go to pay for that. I'd much rather have it pay for that than the trillions we're doing on war in Iran. I mean, you can go back. It's been said, oh, to fucking no one from Iran ever called me nigger. You know, but that having public housing and you do some sort of, smarter people than me would get locked in a room and figure this out, but have some sort of internship school program to have medical professionals, in apartments, but like dorm settings, so that you would have 24-hour, 4 to 8 medical professional on each floor, and then everything else is, by staff. I am under the care that you would want it to be a clean and sober residence, but also in our policy too, you don't even get a choice. Like if once we're big on the Ninth Amendment, and once your actions interfere with the other public, then you've lost your ability, robbing people or, shitting in human shit all over, at least in my neighborhood, like I'm always cleaning up after addicts, like I do with my dog. And that I think is a violation of me, then you don't get to do that. But at the same time, if you get most people, again, statistically, if you get them the help that they need, nobody wants to be where they are. Who wants to? That's not cool, right? I don't know. Well, like I said, junkies, pimps, and whores are my neighbors. So, that's the world that I live in. And even way back, man, this is 2006 when we started trying and running candidates and going to corners and hanging out and having a beer, and you ask the dealer on the corner if he wants or she wants their child in the life. Everyone said no. There was not a one that was like, hell yeah, let me get him. Not a one, not a one. But it is the Malcolm X that they feel like this is all you've left me, right? It started the school to prison pipeline. Oh, I'm sorry too, Dale. Did I forget to, sorry, two captions. There we go. Sorry, Dale. I got him on now. But anyway, so you have the staff and the buildings and real food. I'd even make it how even in our education program, I would have 20% of the vegetables grown on site. I remember living in Martinez and having a plot of land to grow a lot of the own vegetables and herbs and things that we cooked and ate with. The time I spent with my kid gardening and all that stuff, those you can't, replace those bonding experiences no matter what. And yeah, and to fully have it and have and get people again back to which I don't understand why they don't. Again, where actually I do, where I think it becomes about control and not about anything else. Because if you were to do that, most of those people, especially with just mental health issues, get them on the right medication. Guess what? They're going to go out and be taxpayers. They're going to be consumers. They're going to buy your goods. It's like it's not even they're not even the capitalists aren't even doing a good business model. Like even before the idiots and the fucking fascists and the pedophiles were openly running everything. But yes, so that is what we think of as far as curing house, again, locking people in the room and figure out how to actually fund it, staff it, take care of things, which we've done. We've had that for a long time. If I had a vote for every time someone had told me, oh yeah, we really like your candidates, and we would vote for that. And these are in nonpartisan races. These aren't even in partisan races like state legislature. Oh, we totally vote for you. We love what you have to say. We love your ideas, but we don't think you have a chance of winning, so we're not going to vote for you. Well, yes, if you don't vote for our candidates, we will not win. You're absolutely right on that. But enough of you keep saying that if you actually would vote, you had opportunities. You had, right? And didn't do it. So, what is it? Oh, fuck that one. Oh, so there was another thing that came across my feed that if a sitting president, commits treason and gets busted, should their Supreme Court appointees be null and void? And then whoever the next or gets to appoint new ones. No, I could have swore that would get a lot of stuff out of you, Craig.
Well, that's kind of tricky. I mean, it may actually depend on the circumstances that whatever that president did, that would be considered treason or any other action to be removed, because you could make the same argument, I think, if they get impeached and convicted, then should those judges, their appointment of the judges be null and void. I can imagine certain situations where, yeah, it should, that's right, it should happen, and others where maybe the circumstances of why they're being removed is not really that related to some of those. Okay, the requirement for when there's judgeship vacancies to be appointed. So I can see both sides. Maybe there can be a way to nuance it enough to figure out which one rather than just a blanket. But I'm glad they're talking about it. That makes sense.
It was specifically for treason too.
Yeah.
Or would get impeached or convicted of treason.
Yeah. Well, I guess the January 6th, people say that is
he would have gotten
prodding
busted.
people on to the insurrection. Well, that's treason.
And he was.
Yeah.
He totally was. Anything else on that one? Oh, cool. Almost done. Or out of that, anyway, the discussion portion, which all of the discussion portion is fucking one, again, the same question I asked forever a lot. And I'm not the only one, too. Like, when is it enough? What would it take? If someone would tell me, I'd fucking do it, right? And I've asked this at Laney College. I've asked this through the years. I've asked this of Bobby Seale. As is Bobby Seale. And a lot of it is well, we have to organize. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what that is, but what does that look like? Like to me, organizing looks like, hey, we're calling for this May Day rally. There's going to be tens of thousands of people right there at City Hall in Oakland. Russ, when we're doing it at Oscar Grant Plaza, fucking Bay Resistance, Anti-Police Terror Project, fucking everyone gets up there and says, hey, we're going to get into breakout groups. Find yourselves circles of 15, and out of that 15, we want candidates for school board, city council, for all the districts coming up, and even the next mayoral race, and people who could staff it. There's so many people there, there's enough. You just gotta fucking do it. All right. Anyway. The next topic actually it's not light, but it's priority list, sadly. Well, you know what? Let me shut the fuck up because it seems that Americans are way more into pets. So another thing that came across my feed is what's happening to domestic pets from people who are citizens or not taken by ICE. They're just leaving the animals where they are. They're not offering to get them they have no plan, right? This is part of the bullshit of the idiots are running the fucking hen house, right? That's not a good analogy, but the idiots are running the country. And so there's no plans, but there is a huge, the SPCA, PETA, all these people have come out too, where it's like, we're talking about tens of thousands at this point, pets with no end in sight. And that's all, let's get this too. Minneapolis hasn't stopped. The news has just stopped covering it, right? Every once in a while, even at San Francisco in our Bay Area bubble, someone's getting taken at the airport. It has not stopped at all. They've just moved on to the next thing that'll let them sell fucking toothpaste and underarm deodorant. Excuse me. But it is a big deal, and I personally do a lot of animal rescue, so that's probably how it came across my feed. And I reached out to our East Bay SPCA, and of course people ship animals out to different groups all the time, and of course the Bay Area is always doing their part. But there's another side effect that all of this fucking fascism and stuff has on how it's not just us, right? Not just people, it's pets, and it's global too, right? This is these fucking stupid pedos have fucked the entire planet, the entire fucking global planet. And we, again, as I have just not bothered to say, you know what? Fuck your capitalism, man. I'm not going to work anymore. I'm not doing it. There are a bunch of people not paying taxes. I've been on that tip forever, though. I don't pay taxes.
Wait, so because they don't even call animal control? Because I know it's illegal to leave your car in the to leave your pet in the car, like windows up and hot. I know that's illegal. Like you have
Yes.
to leave the windows down, fan on. Like they don't even call animal control?
No, they do not. And it's only the local residents, the people that are left that try to, go up and take care of it. But no, they don't call animal control. And yes, I think it is in all 50 states, it's illegal to keep an animal locked in a car with no ventilation. And again, if it gets hot, because it can kill them, just like with the kid. But no, they don't call animal control. They just leave them. And of course, in some instances, they shoot the pet. If the pet is protecting its if the pet is protecting its territory, they just shoot it.
The ICE doesn't, even care about little kids. I mean, that they take little kids from their parents, and then they put the little kids in separate prisons, separate them, all this other stuff. I mean, it's like they don't care about anybody. So pets, they probably just think they're going to turn them into. I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah, I know. It's
So
sometimes too much.
they don't give a damn, and I'd like to actually know what the police procedure is when police arrest somebody and it's something that they're going to be sitting there in jail until their trial comes. If they have no bail, if it's a serious crime or something. But yeah, what is the police procedure if that person they're arresting has pets, especially if they're single, right? They don't have anybody else there to take care of the pets.
Right,
I
absolutely.
bet you they have established procedures,
Right, as
but
well, what Cuddy said, calling animal control,
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
"Hey, we need animal control to come by and grab this pet and take it to the shelter."
Yeah.
But I will look into that. That's good.
I mean, they have a whole department for it. I don't see why they won't even at least give a call. I mean, like,
Well, and the reason that they're not is because we have seen, and again, it's all documented. It's not even like they're not hiding it anymore. They've lowered the standards on training, they've lowered the standards on education, and well, there's another one again that kind of falls into like possible conspiracy or whatever. But if it is a fact that you haven't heard a lot of shit about the Proud Boys, or which God damn it, it's missing me now, but the 30 percenters, uh, Proud Boys, Oath Keepers. That's the one, another big one that I'm thinking of. You haven't heard a lot about them in the news, is because a lot of them joined ICE.
Mm.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's the rumor why we haven't heard so much from them is because they've all joined ICE, especially once they does it. Well, we do know that at least five, again, that's because they were not ironically arrested on predator charges that had joined ICE and again that were pardoned from January 6th. And then they
Wait,
joined.
isn't
No, go ahead, please.
isn't the leader of the Proud Boys Latino?
Yes, he's
What
Canadian,
the
and yeah, I
fuck?
think he's Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican, yes. Hey, lots of self-love,
Yeah,
some
it'd
of
be
the
your own
colorism within
people.
our own communities.
It'd be your own people. It'd be your own people.
Hmm. Was that was it Houdini song Friends? Fucking stab you in the back. Or Backstabber. Was that Spinners or Four Tops? Someone in the comments when I post this online will correct me. I'm sure the 20 people that watch. Oh man. Oh, anything else on those? Oh, good, much better discussion. The next one is it seems well, yeah, let's still go over to the fact talking about divesting from unions. And I'm not even sure if they divest from unions, if it's more that they have paid off the administration of unions. So the gap between the rank and file and the people that are actually running the union is vast. At least that seems to be the case here in Oakland. I know plenty of longshoremen, and we have, we're backing fucking direct action to stop war, global exchange, and everything, working with the strikes and boycotts over there too. That again, the disconnect between the rank and file and like the presidents and admins is very, very vast. Of course, and the being the rank and file being more radical, right? Calling for strikes and longer strikes, and I don't give a fuck what it says in the contract. If you're doing something so low, that it's so fucking evil that you just you have to. I don't care what it says. Like it's kind of a moral imperative, that stuff too. Um, but yeah, the unions don't seem well because even too, what is it? The Teamsters are talking about a general strike in 2028. We don't have that long. Oh, something I didn't say and I forgot too. You had mentioned, Greg. It hasn't been a year. It's only been 4 months in this administration. It hasn't been a year. Well, this is fucking April. You think
It
you got?
feels like a year.
No,
It feels like
no,
a
Yeah.
year.
it's a year. It's a year because he was elected 2024, took office in 2025. Now it's 2026. It's been a year.
No. Oh my gosh. But yes, they want, we just pay them off, pay the unions off, and get what you want. That seems to be what, and it's. I had said this publicly other times too. There's great little statements too that no one is trying to end capitalism. They're just trying to make enough money so the problems with capitalism don't apply to them. right? And that's what's happening, especially now where people are getting even more and more desperate and not realizing, wow, we're so desperate, maybe we should stop participating in the fucking system. I'm not going to Starbucks. There's plenty of alternatives for your fucking coffee fix, right? Here in, yeah, it's fucking, ugh. Um, and moving on, the next one actually is a more of a social commentary on how some things are acceptable and other things are not. So at the English at the BAFTA Awards, uh, the word nigger went out over the air with no problem. But at the same time, Dave Chappelle does a story, a bit, about going in when he was doing his show and going into the HR and saying that, oh, he can't say the word, but then he turns around and he's like, oh, well, but I can't say that word, but I can say nigger with impunity. And the lawyer says, it was like, oh, well, you're not a part of that community, so you don't get to say that word. And he goes, well, I'm not a nigger either. Like, so why is that okay? Well, we know why it's okay because, racism which I actually tie it all back to capitalism, right? I think that capitalism has brought about everything. And there is a great book called The Capitalism of Slavery. And their premise is that it wasn't so much about ethnicity, it wasn't about color, other than they used the Bible to get free labor, that it really was about capitalist free labor. And I want to make a bunch of profits and not pay for people working. And so yeah, they're using the Bible. But yeah, so just something that has happened, and there's the whole idea of what words you can say. And of course, it goes back to even George Carlin, right? 7 words you can't say on television. Am I the only one who likes stand-up comedy? No one remembers George Carlin? Dale, you remember George Carlin. I know you remember George Carlin. But yes, they
Yeah.
did a bit about that too. Also, Lenny
I did
Bruce.
see.
Sorry?
I did. No, I did see the awards. I understand the guy what he said has Tourette's, but I don't think he even apologized. He just said he was gonna step down from whatever position he was in, which is kind of strange to me.
Well, and as again, I'm in the event production and I toured for a while too. You don't gotta fucking turn the mic up. You could have left the mic off. You didn't have to. They didn't have to broadcast it out there with impunity. Were they trying to be more inclusive and just let it go? I don't know. I think that would have been an okay compromise. Yes, you have Tourette's. No one is saying like, oh, you're not getting punished for saying it. I don't know, this technician.
No, definitely, no, definitely. But I just found the whole thing strange. I'm not trying to punish him for being trash, but I just found the whole thing strange.
Yeah, I don't believe excuses, but there are reasons. I don't believe in excuses, but I have reasons. And moving forward, next one on discussion. Oh, there's only 2 more. Then it'll go by quick. Um, so I was a athlete back when I was younger. I coached youth sports. I ran youth and adult sports programs, and I am an avid sports fan. I think that if we could harness the power of collectively getting 80,000 people to agree on the same thing, if we were able to transfer that into people again participating, running for office, supporting more progressive candidates, again, you wouldn't have to listen to me talk shit all the time. I would be fucking gone. But there has been this huge, huge rise in violence in youth sports specifically, and mostly from parents, not from the kids. It's from the parents, coaches. Now, the question to people here is, I think, maybe I shouldn't say it that way. The question is the uptick in violence in youth sports. Let's even go adult sports too, professional sports, NBA, things like that. Is that also tied into fascism? Like as people are angry about what's going on, not or feeling helpless for whatever reason, like I said, that's not deciding to general strike or really hold politicians accountable. Does that tie into like I have nowhere else to vent my frustration, and now you fucking didn't call that foul and they hit my son, and now I'm gonna come and beat the shit out of the ref. And it's like so bad that they have problems finding people to coach youth sports. They're finding hard to find people to officiate sports programs because they're just, I'm not going to put myself in danger like that too. But is there a cause and effect from that? No? Yes? Yeah.
I would guess yes, because I get a sense like many people feel like society in general is breaking down. You got that guy who burnt down that huge warehouse, right? Um, so yeah, I think, people can crack, people can go crazy in all kinds of situations. And I think, yeah, it probably, whether it's sports for kids or whether it's your employment or whether it's just anything else. I mean, when society is crumbling, when things are going crazy, then yeah, people are going to go crazy.
Well, and you mentioned it, and they literally said it when they were burning away. You should have paid us enough to live.
Yeah.
That's all you had to do, pay us enough to live. That's what you had to do. You're making profit after profit after profit, the shareholders and everything, but we're out here struggling. Just should have paid us enough to live. Man, yeah, it's so sad. And that's I always when I ran my league, it was sort of you mentioned sports for kids, and I worked for a nonprofit that is now Playworks. But when it was sports for kids, it was very much a activist organization when it was local. And once it started getting $1 million grants, that's when everything changed. When I started, the first question that I was asked in my initial interview, my intake interview, was, are you comfortable discussing race, ethnicity, and LGBTQ issues with 6-year-olds?
Mm.
Are you able to put that into words that elementary school kids would understand? Because we were mostly only in elementary schools.
Mm.
And I was like, I am home. I'm where I need to fucking be. Absolutely, I can. And I can give you tons of examples. And did. I had already been doing this because I raised all my kids in sports. I coached all of them in sports and already was having these, discussions because some of the kids on my team had queer parents, right? Obviously had parents of the diaspora, right? On both. So yeah. But then again, once you add money, fucks it all up. Fucks it all up. But yes, when I was coaching there too, I definitely had and I know it worked, but one of the reasons they let me go, there was no more budget for us too, because they got rid of all the activists, all the people that were talking about, oh, we're going to start a community garden. We're going to grow our own vegetables, here and start cooking. I want to open up the fucking cafeteria. And they got rid of every last one of them, all for money, thinking they're doing something, but I'm not. You're just keeping the status quo. That's all you're doing, and the status quo is no good, or at least it's no good for majority of people. It's good for a few, and I even put in the few all those motherfuckers that were tweeting out that they're the 99%. Really, you're tweeting that out on your iPhone fucking 11. What are you talking about? More like the 34 percenters. I give you that. I give you that, especially now. Like you're not living paycheck to paycheck, but if you lost your job, you better find one in 3 months. That those folks, those are the ones I think come out. Anyway, as I get emotional. The last discussion one is actually, I don't know, it cracked the fucking shit out of me. Is Brian Noem sex scandal? Does people know about this or no?
Yeah, I think that's why she got fired is because of her husband and those pictures.
Yes, absolutely. Even if it's to so that she could go deal with it. So for those that don't know, it turns out that Christy Noem's husband has I wouldn't say it's not a predator life, it's a deviant life. Um, they like to cross dress and go on to adult websites, totally consenting adult websites, um, and talk to trans people and flirt with trans people, and not. I guess it would be more than sexting because it's one on one, but with big, huge balloon breasts, and so there's a picture of him with these big balloon breasts and pink shorts and a top. Saturday Night Live did a great skit on it. All the only thing, again, it cracked me the fuck up, and again, laughing if I don't, somebody would get hurt. And but the funniest thing about it is that it always seems the people that are the most, I don't even want to use the word conservative, but that are the most vocal against something, maybe that's a way to put it, seem to be the ones that are doing it. This can go all the way back to what was it? He's I think he was a Florida again, and it wasn't necessarily non-consensual, but was a Florida state legislator and put away all these laws for anti-LGBTQ plus rights, and then it turns out he's at a fucking airport in Minnesota, fucking doing little footsie underneath and getting head in a bathroom, a men's bathroom where prostitutes frequent. Some shit like that, right? Always, always, it seems to be, right? Same thing, we go back to the Catholic Church, right? The most so-called virtuous and righteous are also the pedophiles. Like, what the hell is going on, And that's who seems to be the front men, the ones that talk all the shit, always seems to be. Oh my gosh. Well, if there's nothing else, that's the actual discussion, all the discussion parts. Now it's all business. There's nothing else on that. Said it cracked the fuck out of me. The next, last one's two. Like I said, this will go by quick. It's our county Green Party events. So their Suds Snacks and Socialism actually has been really good the last couple of times. I mean, we've always endorsed them. I recommend going out in person. Support the Starry Plow. It is always been an activist pub. I remember way back in early 2000, late 90s, early 2000s, back when I was doing Renaissance Fair all the time, one of the Irish Guild raised money by teaching Irish dance on Monday nights. So I used to go down Monday nights and I would play instruments or play my instruments, and they let you drink for free. Oh, and the food is good. The food still is very, very good. And I used to play chess with Ian McGregor, who was at the time the professor of Celtic Studies at UC Berkeley, and focusing on the so-called Black Irish and the escaped, the five so people think the Amistad was the only one. There was rebellions on slave ships all the time, all the time. They just weren't good at navigating after they took over, and the boats would run ashore in places. Well, five of them ran ashore in Ireland, and they were Ian was trying to do a study is that's where the whole term Black Irish comes from. The debate is that, well, it could also be from the Moors when the Moors controlled Spain and people traveling and things like that too. But so Starry Paw has been an activist pub for a really, really long time. You should go. They have really good topics. My only real critique too is like there's no solution minded in the end. Every one of our fucking meetings or anything else should end with fucking, stop participating. Don't go to Starbucks. Like at the very least, get rid of your Amazon subscription. And I call out Bay Resistance too, where they're talking about the Target boycott and the Home Depot boycott as if it's something that happened around ICE. That's not true. We did that, well, as we just fucking learned too, over a year ago. when Trump first got into office, and they got, once they stopped promoting women and stopped promoting fucking people of the diaspora and LGBTQ folks, and started cutting wages. They call it inclusivity. I don't like to use the acronyms or whatever. Just fucking being a good person. So we've been actually boycotting all those places for a very, very long time. Walmart, that boycott's been on for decades. Fuck those people. They were the ones that came up with the only hire part-time people, and that's Hillary Clinton. That's your Democratic Party, bringing it back to alternative political parties, all that shit, same thing. Anyway, support Suds Snacks Socialism. I was not at the last week's Green Sunday. Excuse me, I think I'm catching a cold. Totally gross. Sorry about that for all the 20 people, 14 people that'll watch. But Greg, can you give us a report back?
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. So the last Suds Snacks Socialism was about the upcoming June election. They had left unity slate candidates. That's the coalition between the Green Party and the Peace and Freedom Party. This time, I think there were mostly Green Party candidates, and then the one for May is going to be mostly Peace and Freedom Party candidates. But I think there was one Peace and Freedom Party person there, and there might be, I think there'll be one Green Party person for May. And so each candidate talked about their campaigns, and took some questions. And of course, there was a bit of, what you can do is you can help put out the alternative. You can help work with the campaigns because, the two corporate parties are just going to give you more of the same, and we're going to keep going down the rabbit hole. And we gotta push the alternative and help wake people up. So it was pretty good. Um, I think there were more people online this time and fewer people in person. It varies a lot. Sometimes there's a lot of people in person, sometimes it's more online.
Yes, I think that goes back to what we were doing the discussion too. Prices are more expensive. People don't have money. I'm
Mm.
finally, well, not finally, it's over the last couple of months, it's actually hit me really, really hard. My food bill, my grocery bill, I buy pretty much the same thing every fucking time. I'm a creature of habit, but has increased by about $225. And even my pet food bill, again, buy the same thing all the time. My pets eat the same food, has increased by about 175 on 80.
Uh,
Um, but on a funny side, at least funny to me, is that finally, for once, the vegetable oil that my car runs on is cheaper than your fucking gas. I don't hear no shit from nobody anymore. I'm like, yep. Now when it look at now, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, give me all that fucking veggie. All that's fucking hilarious. Um, oh, on the Green Sunday, there was a question that came into me too. Do we pay the presenters that do it, or they do it are they all volunteer?
it's pretty much been all volunteer. There might have been something a long time ago, but certainly in the last several years, it's been all volunteer. A lot of times, people personally know the presenter, and so that makes it kind of like a personal favor or something. And they do it
Right,
for us.
right, right. Mhm. Anything else on county? Questions about the county? All right. Social media and outreach. As you know, I am still uh, I started to be a facilitator, but then it seemed like the other people lost interest again because I'm wanting to, even though I said that I will facilitate however you want, but every time I go out, I go, my personal organization, what I'm looking to organize on is direct action. I would love to see a real general strike, just even a small one, right? Um, even if we have, so again, we're talking about something like Occupy, like, oh, you want to shut down City Hall for 3 days, shut down the federal building open for 3 days, right? We're just going to take over the street, no one in and no one out. And yeah, and I've got fucking 250 people that are arrestable, you know. I have already been in contact with Cop Watch and Lawyers Guild about doing trying to beef up trainings for legal observers, and then getting the Midnight Special Collective back, so that you have someone to call when you get arrested, and again, or just the same thing we did. Bay Resistance is not, again, not receptive to that. And I'm going to, not may I or anything, to also say that is the reason why I believe, make sure I'm clear on this too, why I think and believe they have not crossed the ethnicity barrier. They are diverse in age, finally, diverse in gender, finally, and this is just rallies in general, not just Bay Resistance, just all the stuff that I've thrown myself back into. And also on faith, non-faith, and the LGBTQ plus community is really represented, and also all of the different social justice causes that are under the big umbrella, but you just don't see the folks. And I should have actually played it, but I think I definitely shared it on our social media. Somebody asked a woman at a rally, Euro-American woman, elder woman, about it, and came up with the best one too, saying that no, the reason, like basically, what I'm saying too, the reason we're not coming out is like, oh, I don't need to go to a rally to get harassed by cops. Like I can go out my fucking front door, I can go down the street, I can go to Foothill, and have that happen. But they're still, again, it's all like feel good stuff. Like, oh man, I came out, I did my part, and that's it. That'll change their minds. Right? I'm not even sure if that is the strategy when, because it's all chanting, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. Okay, well, what the fuck does that mean? Does that mean just coming out to the rally? Because that's all I see. Like, I don't see any campaigns to letter writing to your elected officials or calling them or, whatever happened to, there was a website, somebody help me, that you could make your own petitions. And you could
I think it's
send
still there.
change. What is change? What is it?
Yeah, change.org.
Change.org. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I don't see a lot of that shit either. And that's my only, again, critique about that. They're just not doing it. Like they really seems that, oh, we come out and 10,000 of us came out and look at it. Oh man, all over the country. And yeah, so while that happened, the 4 hours that we were out, 6 hours we were out on No Kings, no, some 4 hours, 22 people went missing on the res in that time. 30 plus women were sexually assaulted. Well, and don't even count that all the people from the so-called alligator Alcatraz, no one knows where they are. We've never found those people. All those kids in that detention center, right? That we don't know any of the shit. All the people that got sent to countries that weren't their country of origin, we're sending them to places that are extremely brutal, like way worse than our systems here. And no one knows where they are. And that all seemed to happen in all that time for No Kings. And everybody went smiling, thought they went happy, and went back home. Got in their fucking cars, turned on their heated seats, and drove their asses back to Lafayette or Piedmont, fucking wherever the hell they're from. And the rest of us are fucking still, with the boots on the neck. Fucking, I don't know. It ties into what's next too, man. Boy, the movies this season for the Greens are so apropos to fucking everything that is going on. It's just amazing. I didn't plan it that way. Well, except for the first one. Oh no, because that was last year when we did Civil War was this year. Last year was the Zone of Interest. That was planned. That one was super, super planned. It was like you said, that was the first year. That was right after the election. But everything else was like, oh, these are really, really good movies that I thought I could see it coming this way. Like, oh, this is like all of a sudden again, life is imitating art. It just ended up being that way, which again just goes right into it. So we had our February movie night, and the movie nights, if you don't know, you should come. They're amazing. I should start recording those because the discussion series, not the movies, obviously, but the discussions that are going on there are really incredible. They have been these last few times, have been really, really incredible. Our next movie is V for Vendetta, yeah, which is again way apropos. And remember the 5th of November, right? It's the same thing with the person in the warehouse. That's kind of what it's about. Like it's about drastic, violent measures. Although in the English Parliament blow Fox's plot, he wanted to kill all those people. He wanted to kill all the politicians. He wasn't going to clear the building out. He was trying to kill the Parliament, all the House of Lords and House of Commons. Whereas I think the warehouse fire and the wine action were we're not designed to kill people. Is trying to make a statement, right? And he's still, again, like I said, going to go to jail for more than anyone. All that stuff too. The February movie was fucking, hold on. I can find it so quick. I know the last one was because I know it's because it's on our social media page is the top picture. Last month, of course, was The Wall. Oh, February, The Princess Bride. Oh, so that one, well, I was able to tie The Princess Bride into fascism and stuff too, Hunker Dink and everything else too. But Princess Bride, and for the tape, we have fixed the connection issue, so there is no more fuzziness around thing. And I actually ended up pulling brand new cables out of storage to bring for the next one stuff too. We had some technical issues, and it really was just cable, which I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner. I guess because again, it's volunteer stuff, and because we would change cables out in my work every couple of years anyway. And we've been using these cables. This is our like 8th year, and normally again, maybe 2 years or whatever, we'd start at least inspect them and see if we need to repair them or anything. Anyway, so we have brand new ones. Get that out of the way too. And our next movie night, again, V for Vendetta is be good. It's all free. People do leave donations. We have been really good still about breaking half. So the Oakland Greens, the donations we get have to pay half, but then the donations also cover the other half. And then that just goes back into the bank account to use again, over and over again. Also at events too, we were hoping to get more promotion from the county. So like Green Sunday, not just because we don't really record the actual county meetings. They're only for people who show up. We do that as well, but only for the Treasury report. But I was like, let's not tell the world how much money we have. It's not a lot, but it's enough where you don't want to broadcast it, right? Like that type shit. Well, I guess especially now. But that like during actual Green Sunday, could we make announcements about what the Oakland Greens are doing? And again, the tape too, to fucking reiterate too, how we do shit that doesn't get any praise. It's never going to show up on a stat sheet or anything like that because we're the ones that are putting, who is it? Well, I think it is Orlando and Torga both talk about, back we were handing out voter guides when again, we were running lots of candidates and I had my daughter's dog with us carrying voter guides. We walked around, but one of the houses that I knocked on, I don't know what she had going on, but only a barrel of a gun came out of the door. And like, so we're like in the streets, literally. When Don was running for office, right? Where we were campaigning? We were campaigning at the homeless encampments and going, hey, you can get an address here and you can vote. You should vote. You're a resident. Everything, if actually being houseless fucking affects you way more than it does the rest of us, what happens and what the city does. Yes, Orlando, please.
Yeah, and add to that, that's when me and Don knocked on the guy's door and the guy tried to act like his wife slipped and fell on one of the Don advertisement, and that's when the guy pulled the gun on you. And also, the dog got tired because we put in so many voter guides that day.
Yeah, it was about 8 miles.
Yeah. And then also mention Greg, we got voter guides coming up this May, correct?
Yeah, it'll be out the first week of May.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, for the special election. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I should have I didn't have that on here next month for sure. When I had adding, I didn't have that. But now we got it on tape too, that we will have voter guides. There is an election coming up. Is Butch Ware still on the ballot? Because I've seen conflicting
I
reports.
think the court, the final appeal is tomorrow or Tuesday. This is final appeal, and if he doesn't win it, then it'll be too late to print the ballots.
Well, and here's another one for the tape too. So the alternative political parties are, worthless, and we just steal the votes. Then why are you trying so hard to fucking keep us off the ballot? If we're so insignificant and it doesn't fucking matter, why in the world do you spend, and it's not just here in California, they do it all across the goddamn country, right? After the 2016 and we gained all that ground, Michael, again, rest with the ancestors, was big on that and helping out with the paperwork and legal states around the country with all the legal fights. So that, oh, we're insignificant, but fuck you, man. I hate that shit. Fucking boy, man. Sorry, fucking too. Um, another big one. So we now, even though it will be a more of a comedy show event, usually back in the day, and up until this was all pre-pandemic. All of the donation-based free community events were all also led to a big November event. We had Rosa Clemente, we had Tracy Rosenberg, we do these things too. So we're back now, and they're going to keep doing that, back to that format, to having a big November event, and it's going to be a comedy show. The name of the show is Just Try to Make Me Laugh, humor in a time of fascism. And so I just updated the lineup, and these are all confirmed. So we have Danielle Arce as our headliner. Then we have local comedians Lael Gold. We have Nina G, who is also part of the Comedians with Disabilities tour. Cece, who is a local comic that I actually got turned on to on New Year's Eve when I went out for my comedy night on New Year's Eve. They're also from the Bay Area. So I just got, if you look on the Eventbrite page, I updated all of the lineup. And then we're still waiting, and I'm still sure only confirmations because they're definitely friends of mine, back even again from the Sports for Kids days, Brian Hicks. But he's also busy. He's actually on tour. Well, he may be back from Thailand, but he was on too. So at first, too, this started out as going to be just an all new, up and coming. It was just going to be just an extra community event. But then we had some backlash from a group that does the comedy shows there on Saturday nights that they do every Saturday. It's something you should attend. Again, dare I also say too, they had just won Best of the East Bay and it's in the game store, but they won Best of the East Bay for comics, and they're getting a lot more established comedians now. Ironically, possibly, it started also around the same time we started promoting them as well. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I'd like to think that it did. But there was, and it was, the problem is that they came across very unprofessional and very personally rude to me. And we tried to discuss it. This is the first time we're actually putting this out publicly too, because I was really trying not to. I was trying to keep it in-house. But then further emails came that were very rude, and we tried to figure it out, and I wanted to do a virtual meeting. And then it was suggested to do it in person, and I was like, well, no, I think it's better to do it, and only because it has been so rude in previous communications that I'd rather do it virtually so that if I am having a bad day and I feel something and I don't want to take it defensive, I could either bow out, we can come out another day and not have to be in person. Because it was one of those situations where if a non-diaspora person was to talk to me and say the things that were said in emails, yeah, that's as my mother says, no one's above getting their ass cussed out. No one's above a fucking verbal lashing. And so I was trying to avoid that, but I've never ever heard back or anything. So, but then because of all that, my friend who also performed there, like, oh, we start talking about it. And then they're like, oh, isn't that where you do your volunteer stuff? It's like, absolutely. Yeah, we've been at the game store forever when we were doing in-person meetings and everything else. And like, oh, shit. So then it became a real thing with established comedians. And I will be the only virgin up there doing their first stand-up set ever. And also for today, I am not a comedian. That's actually going to be my opening remark on the beginning of my set. I just like experiences. I'm not a guitarist either, but I learned how to tune a guitar when I was on tour. So that way I could say, I tuned James Taylor's guitar. I tuned Ace Frehley's guitar. Going on tour with these big, huge people and getting just actually more recently when Earth, Wind and Fire and Lionel Richie were here. One of the road managers and techs were from Philly. I'm originally from Philadelphia. The talking and telling what I did, I got called back early and was able to go and take down Earth, Wind and Fire's keyboard. Right? My mother was so proud of me that when that happened. So just having experiences, and I was like, oh, I've always wanted to do a stand-up. That stand-up has definitely saved my life over and over and over again, kept me sane. And I love all these comedians. They're all comedians that I follow, follow like that word either. Comedians I support. And I enjoy their humor, and I'm glad that they share it with the world. So that is in November 29th. It's all up on Eventbrite. We're already promoting it over the place. Start coming to our events. Let people know they're completely free. Even the event, the comedy night, even though they're big name comics, it's nobody has to pay. Dinner included. For the November event, it is 18 and up. You can come younger, but you have to have your parents with you because it's going to be a lot of adult themes and there's going to be a lot of intoxication. I know I will be. And it is bring your own intoxicants too, BYOB, as it were. Yeah, please show up. Any questions about rallies? No. Any announcements?
We
No.
said we're gonna do a Don update.
I am. We're going to do that off camera.
Okay, got you.
And with that, too, that takes us to the end of our recorded session. These are open to the public. If you want to hear the Treasury report or everything that's said in non-recorded session, right? The link is in our pin to our Facebook page. It will be on the website when I get energy. But again, it always goes out again on social media and emails for people to come in and you can hear what we have to say. That will end our recording.